And there we go. Right, so welcome everyone to our Saturday morning Flow and Reflect class. So we're going to start seated. So come to sit maybe on something, if that gives you a little bit of lift into the pelvis, maybe cross legs or legs long, just somewhere that you can feel that the spine can be nice and long. And you might have a little rock forwards, side to side, so you can find that central point. You might roll through the shoulders a few times, just so you can really feel that you find that central point where you can settle in. And then the hands might be palms up or down on the legs, on the knees, thighs. And as you begin to physically settle, take a long, deep breath in. And feel that you're kind of lifting up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, soften down into the earth. So see if you can let the shoulders go, draw the belly in a little, and sink down into the earth. And you might do that a few times, breathing in long and deep. And maybe there's even a sigh out through the mouth. And that kind of sense of letting go into this space and into your body. And then allowing your breath to return to a natural rhythm. And just having that pause and that check-in with all that is there, all that is happening within. So maybe you get a sense of the feet, the legs, the sit bones connecting down into the earth. Maybe you get a sense of any movement within the body. Maybe that's the heartbeat or digestion, or simply the lungs moving as you breathe. Feeling any areas that are warm, any areas that are cold or cool. Noticing sounds that might be happening around you, within you perhaps. Just simply the breath. And really just drawing your awareness to this moment and to just being here. And know that thoughts will probably come, and that's okay. Just see if you can notice thoughts and then bring your awareness back to just being here. And as best you can, just allowing everything to be as it is. No need to change anything. Really, that's what we're looking for with our mindfulness practicing. If we can just watch and witness, just allow ourselves to be for a time. No doing, no striving, no planning, no responsibilities. No right or wrong. So we've been exploring habitual ways of thinking this week, and in particular, our self-talk or that inner critic. And just shining a gentle light of awareness on those thought patterns that may have a detrimental effect on our well-being, on our happiness, and seeing if we can shine a gentle light of awareness on them. And by becoming aware, And we can then explore them a little bit more and see what truth is around them, see where they come from, where they arise from. And quite often it's the brain that likes things to be easy. So it will continue to use those pathways that it's known for a very long time, perhaps all your life, because it's easy, it's habitual, it doesn't need any energy. So through our mindfulness practice, we can become more aware of those thoughts that have an effect on us and see if we can release them perhaps, or see truth around them, and perhaps get to a point where we understand that we are not our thoughts. We are the awareness that notices our thoughts. And our thoughts are not always true or necessary. So we'll explore this as we move through our practice, and very much about maybe opening shoulders and heart and chest areas so that we can invite in self-compassion and self-love. So when you're ready, take another long, deep breath and feel that breath from the tailbone all the way up through the spine. So you kind of lift a little through the crown of the head and through the heart, ever so slightly. And as you exhale, long, deep breath, releasing. And then on your next inhale, release the hands out to the side so you can kind of reach through the fingertips, bring the hands up to the sky. Palms come together, and as you exhale, bring the hands down into the heart space. So do that a couple of times, just feeling an opening, a little opening through the shoulders and the chest as you lift the upper chest to the sky. Exhaling, bringing the hands into the heart. Do that one more time. Inhaling. And exhale. And then interlace the fingers, press the palms away, and take an inhale and reach forward. So it's like a little rounding into the shoulders. And then take an inhale and reach the hands up to the top. And just see there, you might be able to draw the biceps by the ears or the shoulders, but see if you can draw the shoulder blades down away from the head. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, begin to fold over to the right side, or any side, doesn't matter. Inhale to come back to the top, and then exhale to fold over to the other side, and just see if you can ground through that opposite hip. Inhale to come back to the center, and then as you exhale, release the hands behind, interlace the fingers again, and then inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. So you're opening up through the chest, lifting the heart. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, begin to fold forward a little. It might not be far. See if you can keep the heart lifted and the neck soft, so you might even wiggle the head a little so there's no tension being held in the neck. And you might come further down, but it doesn't really matter. It's more about that squeeze into the shoulders. And then as you inhale, come back up to the top. And as you exhale, release the hands, release the arms, and just maybe perhaps feel that in the shoulders and the upper arms for a moment. And then bring that right hand out to the side. Take an inhale, lift the left hand up. And as you exhale, begin to fold over to that side. Have a bend into the elbow. So create kind of a little bit of softness into that top arm. The palm can face down. And see if you can ground through that opposite hip and breathe into the side of the chest. And then as you inhale, come back up to the top, hand over to the other side, and then exhaling, folding over to that side. Palm facing down, bend into the elbow, so there's softness into that arm as well. And you might even see if you can draw the shoulder back a little bit, so you're opening up through the chest and breathing into the side ribs. And then inhale to come back up to the top, reach the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, bring the left hand over to the right leg, bring the right hand behind, so moving into a twist, so that hand can come behind, so you're inhaling to lift. And then as you exhale, twisting a little into that. But remember, you're just warming up, so just really see where the body would like to go, what the energy levels are like, particularly if you're outside today. You might find it takes a little bit longer to warm up. And then as you inhale, come back to the center, reach the hands up to the top. And then as you exhale, over to the other side. And as you inhale, find a little bit of lift through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, softly twisting into that. See if you can soften shoulders, soften the jaw, and soften the gaze. And then as you inhale, come back to the center, reach the hands back up to the top. And as you exhale, bring the hands down into the heart space. And just pausing there for a moment, you might like to set an intention or a sankalpa for your practice, or maybe for your weekend, how you would like to be for your weekend. And you could call that in now and let it land in the heart space. It might be, I am present, I am calm, I am peaceful, I am energized, whatever you feel that you need. And use one long deep breath to let it settle in. And then releasing over the legs, come into tabletop. So hips over knees, shoulders over wrists. Fingertips nicely spread. And as you inhale, tuck the toes and gaze up and allow the belly to drop towards the earth. And then as you exhale, untuck the toes and round through the spine. Press into the hands, drawing under. Do that a couple of times with your breath. So you're inhaling, toes might tuck, gaze upwards, belly drops, and then exhaling to round. And this always for me, cat-cow, is like a way of just seeing what is there for me today. How is the body? Sometimes I'm not quite sure until I actually get into these poses. And then I can go, oh yeah, I need to be careful of maybe my lower back today, or something across the shoulders, or whatever it is. So really listen to your body. And then the next time that you exhale, sit back to child's pose, but keep the hands reaching forward. Keep the elbows off the mat if you can. And as you inhale, it's like you're reaching through the fingertips. You might even walk the thumbs towards one another and just notice the effect that that has. And then as you inhale, come back up to the top. And as you exhale, tuck the toes and come into down dog. So hip distance between the feet. Spread the fingertips, have a little walk out through the legs. If you do have socks on, people outside particularly, you might want to take them off. It'll just make it harder. And you'll be surprised, your feet will warm up. Have a little walk out, releasing any tension. And then you could pause and take an inhale and lift the pelvis. So press into the head, spread the fingertips. And as you exhale, soften the heels towards the mat. And just check in with the knees. Do the knees kind of move towards one another? Can you activate the thighs so that the knees sit over the ankles? Can you push into the earth and press away, like as if the hands were moving away from one another, but it's just an energetic movement, so you get that connection all the way up through the arms. And then gazing forward, take an inhale to step or walk the feet to the top of the mat into your forward fold. So you could take opposite elbows and rock side to side, but that might depend on how the back of the body is feeling. So you might bring the elbows onto the knees. So do check in with that. Let go of the head. Really release the head and the neck. And then take another inhale. And as you exhale, release the hands towards the earth. Bend into the knees a little, and as you inhale, come all the way up to stand. So you're reaching the hands up to the sky, reach through the fingertips. And as you exhale, interlace the fingers and press the palms away. Take an inhale, reach and lengthen up to the sky. And as you exhale, draw the belly in and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, folding over to the left side. And then as you inhale, come back up to the top. Stay grounded through the feet. And as you exhale, fold over to the other side and breathe into that side rib. Inhale to come back up to the top. And then as you exhale, fold from the hips. So release the hands out to the side. Bend into the knees a little. Release the hands and head. Take an inhale and bring the hands onto the shins and gaze forward. So find that half lift. And as you exhale, fold in over the legs. You might take the hands to the backs of the legs and draw yourself in if that feels good, or it might be a bit softer just yet. Do that again. So inhale, hands onto the shins, gaze forward, find a flat back and move the shoulder blades away from the head. And then as you exhale, fold in over the legs. Do that one more time. Inhale to gaze forward. Be aware of the shoulders drawing away from the head. And as you exhale, fold in, plant the hands down and step back with the right leg. So the right leg coming all the way to the back of the mat as far as is possible, and then drop the knee and make sure at the front that the left knee is over the ankle. And then as you inhale, we're going to interlace the fingers, press the palms away, and then come into your lunge. So you're reaching up here. Find the balance by drawing in through the core. Draw the shoulder blades away from the head. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, fold over to the left side. It might be just a little. And then as you inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, fold to the other side. So it's really just the torso and the legs that are moving, not the legs, the arms that are moving, not the legs. Take an inhale, come back to the center. And as you exhale, release the hands, fold all the way back down. Bring the fingertips onto the mat and take an inhale and lift the heart. So it's like the collarbone area is lifting. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten that left leg, draw the left hip back and fold over that leg. Doesn't mean that the leg needs to be straight, but the forehead is coming towards the knee or the shin. Yeah, you could keep the toes on the mat, keep the big toe on the mat for this one. And then as you inhale, come forward. And as you exhale, plant the hands down and step back to plank or tabletop. So remember, tabletop is there, especially if you're feeling lower back is a bit niggly today. It's just not worth it, so don't do it. If you're in your plank, you're pressing back through the heels, you're spreading the fingertips, strong into the belly, draw lower ribs in, gaze to the top of the mat so you're soft into the neck as well. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, crown of the head comes forward a little as you bring the knees and the chest and the chin down, all the way down. No back bending till you get down. And then inhale into your little cobra so the hands are onto the shoulders. And then as you exhale, travel back into your down dog. And then once you get to your down dog, take an inhale and step the right foot forward. Plant the left foot down. Make sure right knee is over the ankle. Yeah, scoot it forward if you need to. Interlace the fingers. Take an inhale, reach forward, and then all the way up to the top. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. Draw that right hip in just a little, and it almost as if the thighs are moving towards one another. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, fold over to the right side. So there's that little stretch and breathing into the side rib. Inhale to come back to the center, and as you exhale, fold over to the other side. Inhale to the center, and as you exhale, fold all the way back through. Bring the fingertips onto the mat. Take an inhale, lift the heart. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten that right leg, drawing the right hip back as you do. And again, it doesn't mean that it needs to be a straight leg. It might actually be quite bent because it's a strong stretch. Keep the toe on the mat for this one. Breathing there. And then inhale to come forward. Tuck the toes at the back and take an inhale and step the left leg forward into your half lift. So come into your half lift all on that inhale. And then as you exhale, fold all the way back through. And then gaze forward, bend into the knees a little. Inhale to reach the hands all the way up to the top. Interlace the fingers, press the palms away. Draw the shoulder blades down and the belly in as you exhale. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, fold over to the left side. And then inhale to the top, folding over to the other side as you exhale. And then inhale to the top, and as you exhale, fold all the way through again. Release the hands and the head. Inhale into your half lift. So that might be hands onto the shins, or it might just be fingertips on the mat as you begin to warm up. Step the left leg back. Bring the knee down, right knee over ankle. And this time we'll interlace the fingers, release the index finger. So you're drawing the palms towards one another. And then inhale, reach all the way up. And just explore this. Can you draw the biceps back by the ears or cheeks perhaps? And could the palms press in towards one another? Could you almost kind of feel that you're squeezing into the head, but at the same time softening the shoulders? Take an inhale there. And as you exhale, fold over to the right side. Inhale back to the center and over to the left. Inhale, center. And then as you exhale, release the hands, come all the way down. Fingertips onto the mat. Take an inhale, lift the heart. And as you exhale, straighten that right leg, but you might lift the toes this time. So you're onto the heel and you're just folding over the leg again. Again, it doesn't need to be a very straight leg, just allowing forehead to come towards shin or knee and breathing into that opening, that release. And then as you inhale, come forward, plant the hands down, step back into plank or tabletop. And remember, plank is always there for you. Not plank, tabletop is always there for you if you need to be a bit softer with the body today. If it's plank, shoulders are over wrists. Yeah, belly drawn in. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, crown of the head comes forward. So push into the toes, and then bring the knees down, chin and chest. Hands under the shoulders, so bring them underneath if they need to, and then inhale into a little cobra. And then exhale to travel back into your down dog. And then once you get to your down dog, inhale to step the left leg forward. Plant the right knee down. Interlace the fingers, release the index, press the palms together. Inhale to reach all the way up to the top. Exploring there where you might be able to draw the biceps, maybe ears, maybe cheeks. Squeezing in. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, fold over to that left side, just a little, breathing into the right side of the ribs. Inhale to come back to the center, and exhale, fold over to the other side. Inhale to the center, and then exhale, release the hands, come all the way through. Fingertips onto the mat. Take an inhale to lift the heart. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten that left leg, folding over, and lift the toes this time. And just notice the difference between those two stretches. Pause there, breathe. And then as you inhale, come forward again. Tuck the toes at the back and step the right foot forward, coming into your half lift, all on that inhale. And then as you exhale, fold in over the legs. And then as you inhale, reach the hands out to the side, all the way up to the top. Coming back to stand, and exhale to bring the hands into the heart space. And just pausing there for a moment, feeling yourself resting on the earth. And I've been sharing with you this journey analogy this week. Some of you who've been to classes already will have heard this. But can you imagine going on a journey with someone for several decades? You would want that relationship to be a solid one, a good one. You would get to know that person inside out. You would know when they were sad or tired or angry. You would know when they needed something in particular. And actually, that is the journey that we're all on with ourselves. So they say we will never talk to anybody as much as we talk to ourselves. So really working to make this a kind voice within is actually really well worth the time spent. So just consider that for a moment, how you sometimes maybe speak to yourself and what effect that can have on your well-being and your outlook and ultimately your happiness. So we just want to become aware, try not to judge, just that building on awareness. And then when you are ready, we're going to move into chair. So you might have feet together or feet hip distance. So as you inhale, sit down into the heels, lifting the hands up. And as you exhale, draw the belly in, and see, you might be able to lift the thumbs up just a little bit more, draw the biceps in towards the head or the ears. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, fold all the way through. So lengthening the legs, release the hands and the head. Take an inhale into your half lift. And as you exhale, step back to your plank or tabletop. So remember, tabletop is there if this gets too much. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, allow the crown of the head to come forward, push into the toes, and then knees, chest, chin, come all the way down onto your belly. And this time we'll come into Sphinx. So forearms onto the mat. Make sure the elbows are kind of underneath the shoulders or forward of the shoulders a little. So not back, not further back from the shoulders. And then as you inhale, press into the tops of the feet, lift the heart, lift the chest. You might even draw the belly off the earth. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, release. Bring the hands under the shoulders and push back through your child's pose and into your down dog. And then from your down dog, take an inhale, lift the right leg. And as you exhale, send that left heel towards the mat. And then as you inhale, lift that right leg a little bit more, bend into the right knee, and see if you can open up through the hip, through the side of the body, and open up even through that right shoulder, that right armpit, as if you were going to flop that right foot over to the left. Yeah. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, sweep the foot forward in between the two hands. Give it a little hand if it needs to. So the foot is coming down, not the knee. And then we're going to plant the outside of the foot, the left foot, onto the mat. And then as you inhale, we're going to hook the thumbs, spread the fingertips. And as you inhale, reach the hands forward and all the way up to the top. So you're into your warrior one legs, but you've got this thumb thing going on. And you can pull on the thumbs to see if you can open up through the shoulders a little bit more, but at the same time soften the shoulders down. Draw in through the belly so there's no back bending and you're sinking down into that right leg. Yeah, beautiful. Press back through the left foot. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hands down. Just come onto the fingertips. Take an inhale and gaze forward. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten that right leg, folding over the leg just a little. Release the head. And then as you inhale, gaze forward, plant the hands down and step back to your down dog. And then in your down dog, take an inhale, raise left leg. And as you exhale, send that right heel towards the mat. Yeah, so you're engaging that leg. And then take another inhale and lift the left leg. And then bend the knee and open up through the hips. So it's as if that left foot is trying to move over to the right shoulder, if that was possible. Keep the hands spread, the arms strong, opening up even through that left armpit. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, sweep the foot forward. Plant the right foot down. Hook the thumbs, but the opposite way. So probably the way that feels strange. And then inhale, reach forward, long spine as you come up to the top. And just see, you might be able to draw biceps further back by ears or even beyond the ears. Draw the belly in, sink down into that left leg. But at the same time, you're pressing back into the right foot. Yeah, so engaging that leg. And then it's like that little pull on the thumbs, and just notice how that hopefully opens up the shoulders, the tops of the arms a little bit more. Take another big inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And as you exhale, release the hands. Come onto the fingertips, take an inhale to lift the heart. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg. So you're folding over the leg. It doesn't need to be straight when I say straight. It's just that folding in. So forehead towards knee or shin. Easing out tension in the back of that leg. Take an inhale to gaze forward. Step that right foot forward into your half lift. And as you exhale, fold over the legs. Take an inhale to come back to your chair. So you're sitting down into the heels, lifting the hands up. Lovely. Oh, layers are coming off. We must be warming up here. Take an inhale, reaching the hands up. And then as you exhale, fold all the way back through. Inhale for your half lift. And as you exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank or tabletop. Lovely. And then bringing that right hand to the middle of the mat and turning onto the right side. So if the right knee is down, you might lengthen that left leg and reach that left hand up. And you've always got that option if you're in the fuller version, if you want to bring the right knee down. Yeah, so then you can reach up. that hand could maybe come, that right hand back a little bit, so the hand is under the shoulder and you might get a little bit more lift. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, release, maybe to your plank or tabletop, and then bring that left hand to the middle of the mat. Turn to the other side. Yeah, maybe the left knee comes down and you lengthen the right leg. Inhale, reaching up, and feel that opening through the right side. Yeah, maybe you're stacking the feet. And wherever you are, you're kind of lifting that right hip. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release the hand down. So you're back to your plank or your tabletop, belly drawn in. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, allow the crown of the head to come forward, come all the way down onto your belly, and bring the hands beside the body. So the forehead might be just on the mat at this point. And then the palms are facing into the body. And as you inhale, lift the heart, lift the legs and the hands and the arms. So into your locus. So the hands are beside the body. Yeah. You're kind of balancing on the belly. So each time you inhale, have a little bit of a lift. And each time you exhale, there might just be a softness. So you soften through the shoulders and the neck, no issues. Take another big inhale, lift. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, release the hands under the shoulders, move back to your down dog. And then from your down dog, take an inhale, lift the right leg. And we'll just exhale and bring that foot forward in between the two hands. Plant the left foot onto the mat. And then with that left hand, we'll kind of reach forward with the left hand to bring us all the way up into warrior two. All the way up, and then we're facing out to the side. So you're still bending into that right leg. The legs might widen. Heel to heel alignment might feel best, but draw in through the belly and sink down into that, gazing over the front fingertips. And even at the same time, you're kind of drawing back into the left hand. And then as you inhale, we'll straighten that right leg and reach the hands up to the sky. Maybe gaze up to the thumbs if the balance is there. And then exhale to soften back to your warrior two. So you're sinking back into that. We'll do that a couple of times. So inhaling, reaching the hands up, straightening that right leg. And then as you exhale, it's like a sinking down. You're only going to be there for a moment, so go deep. Inhale up to the top. And then exhaling down. And then inhale to the top. And as you exhale, bring the left hand to the shoulder blades and take hold of the left elbow with the right hand. That wasn't obvious. And then press the elbow into the hand and the hand into the elbow. And just check. You may have kind of opened up into the front of the body a little. Just draw the belly in so you're not back bending. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, bend into the right leg. So just coming back to your warrior two for a moment. Lovely. And then as you inhale, straighten the right leg, reach the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, bend into the right leg and bring the right forearm across the knee, across the thigh, and then reach that left hand up to the top. So you could just stay at 12 o'clock position, or you could bring the hand over the head, palm facing down. Yes, so it's like that long stretch from the foot all the way up to the fingertips. And you're kind of staying open through that left side. So keep drawing that left shoulder back. Beautiful. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, come all the way back up, warrior two. And then straighten that right leg. Turn the toes in, the right toes in. And then inhale, reach through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, bring the right elbow over the left. So you're either coming into your eagle arms, right elbow over left, or you could just take the shoulders, give yourself a big hug if you're wearing too many clothes perhaps today. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to fold from the hips and come all the way down. Make sure the legs are really working. So the toes are in, outsides of the feet are pressing down. And as you begin to get towards the earth, can you just not let go of the arms, but let the arms be heavy? And can you let the head be heavy? So it's like you're allowing this stretch to happen rather than feeling that you have to do anything in particular. The only thing you have to do there is keep the feet really grounded, legs working. And feel that you could breathe into the back of the body, like the back of the heart. Let go of the head. Perhaps weight comes into the toes. There's like that, that release. Anything that you might be holding on to from this week, any tension, any stress, it can just go with your breath. And then gazing forward a little, press the outsides of the feet into the mat, strong legs as you inhale to come back up to the top. Release the hands, turn the right toes forward, and as you inhale, reach through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, windmill the hands down so you can step back to your down dog. Lovely. And remember, you can take a child's pose at any point that you need to. No judgment here. And I think that's one of the things about our yoga practice as well. We can kind of think we have to do certain things, and that is that inner critic coming in. So be aware of that. You know, you might be thinking, oh, I've been doing yoga for years. Why can't I do this perfectly? So be aware of that. That's what we want to kind of catch, if you like, and then see if we can really explore where it's coming from. So as you inhale, lift that left leg. And as you exhale, bring the foot forward. Plant the outside of the right foot down. Lead with the right hand, so you're reaching forward with the right hand and then coming to your warrior two on that side. I like to widen the legs a little bit more, heel to heel alignment, but check in for you. You want to draw in through the belly, lengthen the tailbone, and sink into that left leg. Strong arms, strong legs, gaze over the front fingertips. Soften, so even though this is a pretty strong pose, legs and arms reaching, grounding into the earth, but you can create a bit of softness into the shoulders, into the neck, and into the jaw. And then as you inhale, straighten that left leg, bring the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, soften back down into your warrior two. Make sure the knee is going over the ankle. Inhale to the top. And then as you exhale, soften in. And as you do that, belly draws in as well. Inhale to the top, straightening that left leg. Exhale to soften in. Inhale to the top. And then exhale, bring the right hand to the shoulder blades, take the elbow. And there's a little bit of pressure from the elbow into the hand. And the hand drawing the elbow in, that little bit of resistance. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, draw belly in and sink into that left leg. But the torso isn't coming forward, it's staying in between the two legs. Nice deep breaths. And then as you inhale, straighten that left leg, release the hands. And as you exhale, bend back into the left leg and bring the forearm across the knee, the thigh, and reach that right hand up. So it's like the right side of the chest is opening up to the sky. The hand might stay there. It might stay at that 12 o'clock position, or it might come over the head. But do what feels right for the body. Some days we need to kind of challenge the body, move deeper into our poses, and some days we need to back away. And if the hand is coming over the head, make sure the palm is facing down, and that will help to open the shoulder as well. Pressing back through that right foot, long all the way through that side. And then take another inhale, come back to your warrior two. Straighten that left leg, turn the left foot in, and then just make sure that both feet are kind of really pointing in towards one another, pressing through the outsides of the feet. Inhale, reach the hands out to the sides. And then as you exhale, the left elbow is coming over the right, either into your eagle arms or taking the shoulders. Draw the shoulders down away from the head, and then take a big inhale. And as you exhale, that fold forward again. Just making sure that the legs are really working for you. And then when you get to that point where you can just kind of release, the arms are staying where they are, but there's kind of a softness and a heaviness into the arms. There's a heaviness into the head. It's like a little bit of letting go. Deep breaths into the back of the body. Maybe even long exhalations out through the mouth. Letting go. Anything that you just don't need anymore. And then make sure that the feet are working for you there. Gaze forward a little. And then as you inhale, bend into the knees slightly to come all the way back up to the top. Release the arms and turn the left toes forward again. So you're inhaling, lifting, and then exhale all the way back through, stepping back to your plank or your tabletop. Take a nice long deep breath there. And as you exhale, crown of the head comes forward, come all the way down onto your belly. Release the hands behind the body. Interlace the fingers. Take an inhale, draw the shoulder blades together. And then as you inhale, lifting the heart and the chest and maybe the legs as well. Yeah, or just seeing, does it feel better if you keep the tops of the feet pressing into the earth? And each time you inhale, it's like a little bit of a lift. And each time you exhale, there's a little bit of a softness. Maybe one more breath there. Inhale. And then exhale, release. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Push back towards your down dog. You can always take a child's pose if you need to. No judgment, particularly from yourself. And then as you inhale, gaze forward, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, so you're coming into your half lift, and then exhale, fold in. And then we're going to come back to our chair, so either feet together or feet hip distance. Take an inhale, sitting down into the heels, draw belly in, lengthen tailbone, lifting the thumbs. So as you warm up, you might go, oh yeah, I can lift a little bit further. I can draw the biceps in towards the head. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, that folding forward again, release all the way back through. Inhale for your half lift. And as you exhale, step back with the left leg. Plant the left foot onto the mat. Inhale to come to your warrior one. So you're reaching forward all the way up to the top. Yep, so you're bending into that right leg, left foot planted down into the mat. And we're going to step forward into that right leg. Might be tricky in the wind out here, so let's see how we go. So take an inhale, reach up through the fingertips. And then as you exhale, you're stepping forward into that right leg and lifting the left. So see if you can lift the left knee. And then as you exhale, step that foot back to the back of the mat. Maybe the outside of the foot comes down, or maybe you just come onto the toes. We're going to do that a couple of times. We'll move the arms as well. So take an inhale. And as you exhale, step forward, release the hands beside the body and lift that left knee. So you're straightening up through the right leg. And then as you inhale, come to the back of your mat, reach the hands up to the top. And as you exhale, step forward, lifting that left knee, reach the hand as if you're kind of about to fly there. And then inhaling to the top. And then exhale, lift back up, so back onto that right leg, lifting the knee. And then we're going to bring that left knee over the right into your eagle legs. And then inhale, reach the hands out to the sides. And then exhale, bring the right elbow over the left. So your eagle arms. Play around with it if you need to. So that standing leg is strong. Really plant it down into the earth. Take the shoulders if you need to. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, see if you can sit down into that just a little, as if you were going into your chair. The weight is into the heel. So you don't get blown over by the wind. Take an inhale. Reach the hands back up to the top. And as you exhale, step back with that left leg. Keep the heel lifted this time. And as you inhale, lift the hands up. And then as you exhale, fold through. Step back to your plank or tabletop. Take a long, deep breath there. And then as you exhale, come all the way down onto your belly. And this time we'll bring the right forearm across the top of the mat and bend into the left leg and reach round with the left hand to take the foot. Yeah, so then there's like a little bit of pressure into the forearm as you lift the chest. And maybe the foot kicks into the hand, but that might depend on how the knee is feeling. So any niggles in the knee, don't do that bit. So be gentle. So you can press into the forearm and lift the heart, lift the chest. So that's your inhale. And maybe exhale, there's a little bit of softness. Take an inhale. Exhale. And then one more. Inhale, lift. And then exhale, release the hands. So left arm across the top, reach round to take the right. Inhale to lift. So opening up through the heart. Yeah. Maybe the foot kicks in, but be aware of that knee. They might be different as well. So you're inhaling to lift. Exhale, there's a little bit of softness. Belly softens. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, release. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Move back to your down dog. Lovely. And just have a pause in your down dog or child's pose if you prefer. And if you're in your down dog, there's those little movements that you can do. So a little bit of a lift in the pelvis as you inhale. See if you can push the hands into the earth, but also away from one another. It's like that energetic pushing away. Check in with the knees. Make sure the knees are over the ankles. And the feet are straight as well. They're parallel with the mat. And all of that over time will really help with all the alignment through all of the joints and the muscles. And then when you're ready, take an inhale, step or hop the feet to the top of the mat, coming into your half lift. And then as you exhale, fold in over the legs. Coming back to your chair, just briefly inhale here. And then exhale, fold all the way back through. Inhale for your half lift. And then we'll exhale and step back with the right leg. Plant the right foot down. Inhale to come into your warrior one. Exhale to draw belly in. So that right foot is planted onto the mat and you're drawing that left hip in. And we'll do that stepping forward. So take an inhale. And then as you exhale, step forward into that left leg, lifting the right. Yeah, you can release the hands behind. Forget that bit. Inhale to come back to your warrior one. It can be a high lunge if you prefer. That's absolutely fine. Keep the heel lifted. And as you exhale, draw belly in. Reach that right knee up. So you just want to see if you can really control this with the belly, with the strength of the legs, and with that kind of sense of grounding. Bringing that knee back up to the top. Reach the hands behind. Inhale one more time to your warrior one. And exhale, stepping. And then bring that right leg over the left. Reach the hands out to the side. And then exhale the left elbow over the right eagle arms or take the shoulders. And as you inhale, lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, maybe sitting down into that. But just, it's not essential. It's actually more about that cross into the legs and that squeeze into the thighs. Just see where it might be possible, just playing with that balance. And remember, that inner critic is that popping in at this point. And all we want to do is catch and witness it. And then as you inhale, release the hands, release the right leg to the back of the mat. Inhale, reach into your high lunge. And then as you exhale, release the hands. Step back to your plank, tabletop. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, come back down onto your belly. So this time we'll see if it's available to you to bend both legs and reach around and take both feet. If it's not, just do the one we did with the forearm across the top of the mat and then one leg at a time. And if it's available, make sure the knees are okay. There's no niggles in the knees. And then as you inhale, you're kicking the feet into the hands and you're lifting the heart. Yeah, lovely. So do that with your breath as like a little inhale to lift and exhale to soften. Inhale to lift. And if you're doing one leg at a time, make sure you swap over. Maybe just a few breaths on each one. And then take an inhale wherever you are. And then exhale, release. And just have maybe one cheek on the earth, the hands beside the body, if that feels okay for the chest. Or you could bring the hands under the head if you need a bit of space for the chest. And just really pause on the earth there, sensing and feeling all that's happening in the body. And bring the opposite cheek onto the earth if you do have the cheek onto the earth. Just releasing the other side of the neck. And then bringing the hands under the shoulders. Take an inhale to come back through your child's pose into your down dog. I promise this is the last down dog. Maybe. Take an inhale, lift the right leg. We're going to go into pigeon. So if you know you prefer to do this on your back, you're welcome. If you're not sure, maybe go with it and then see. You can always do it on your back. So you're inhaling, lifting the right leg. And then as you exhale, bringing the knee in between the two hands. Or the knee might come over to more towards the right wrist. So see which one. And then you're lengthening that left leg. And if this doesn't work for you, go onto your back. I'll show you how to do it on your back. So you're inhaling, come onto the fingertips. And then as you exhale, soften down. And we'll bring the left forearm across the top of the mat. And then inhale, reach the right hand forward. And then bring it around to perhaps sit on the lower back, or maybe to the right hip, or it might even take the heel or the toe. Just for a couple of breaths, and then we'll settle into pigeon. If anyone wants to do it on their back, please go onto your back. Don't stay in pain. And then you're bringing the right ankle across the left knee. And if the right hand is still behind the back, take another inhale, lift that right shoulder just a little. And then as you exhale, release. So releasing the hands down and walk down. You might be in like Sphinx arms. You might make a pillow for the forehead. You might feel you can completely rest down onto the earth. But if you can, you're allowing gravity to kind of do the work here. There's nothing that you need to hold. Nothing you need to do. And really just that awareness of breath. Let that be enough. And particularly that exhalation. The exhalation allowing you to release and let go. And if you have been able to spot that inner critic, that self-talk that maybe isn't always so positive, what does it say? What kind of themes are there? And could you get curious about the voice? Could you ask it some questions? Could you just see, is it actually true? That's the big one for me. So sometimes it might be you haven't done everything on your to-do list that you said you would do. But actually you've done quite a few things on that to-do list. But the voice is saying, no, that's not enough. So can you widen the lens on it, widen the perspective and just see, is it true? Is it the fact that you set really high expectations for yourself? Or is it that maybe you did absolutely nothing and that was exactly what your body needed and your heart needed? And maybe that was okay. So remembering this widening of perspective, it can be really helpful. So when you're ready, take an inhale, come back onto the hands. You might move back to down dog, or you might come over to that right side, that right hip, and then move out. If it feels like going to down dog might be a little bit too much. Yeah, release the leg and then gradually make your way to down dog. So I did say there'd be one more, didn't I? One more. If you're on your back, you can just release the legs and get ready for the other side. So then when you're ready, inhale, lift left leg. Exhale the knee forward between the hands or perhaps over to the left hip, not left hip, left wrist. Lengthen that right leg. Take an inhale, lift the heart so it's like you're lengthening through the body. And as you exhale, soften down and bring it would be the left forearm across the top of the mat, wouldn't it? No, right. I'm gonna have to do it to see. The opposite forearm, if you can remember which one. Yes, it'd be right forearm across, reach left hand forward, and then maybe reach round and take hold of the toe or the heel. You can always leave that bit out if it doesn't feel great for your body. But if it's nice, you could have an inhale and lift a little further, particularly into that left side. Like an inhale, opening. Exhale, softening. Inhale. And then as you exhale, release. So maybe Sphinx arms, forehead on the hands, or just all the way down. But a place again that you can rest. Let the body be held and supported. And kind of really feeling this unconditional support and love that the earth offers you. No matter what is going on, she's always there. So perhaps letting your breath release you down into the earth further. So then when you're ready, take an inhale to come back onto the hands. And as ever, you can go straight back to down dog, or you could maybe just flop over to that left hip, that left side, and release the leg in that way. You don't have to do another down dog if you don't want to. I said there'd be no more. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, release the knees, sit back to child's pose. And you could release the arms beside the body, or you could keep the hands reaching forward. Let yourself just soften in. Yeah, the guys outside, you might want to put a few layers back on. We're really going to slow everything down now. Don't want you to get cold. You might put socks back on. Any clothing you have. So do that. We've still got poses to do, but they're just going to be much softer. And we don't really need bare feet. So when you're ready, you can inhale to come up. Release the legs. Come to sit. Release the pelvis at the back. And then bending into that right leg, bring the foot up and over the left. And you can keep that left leg long, or you could bring the heel up towards the hip. But if you do, just make sure that you can still sit quite level on the pelvis. And then begin to draw that right knee in. So it's kind of that into the right hip and glute that you might start to feel it. The leg is straight, you might feel it across the back of the leg. And then as you inhale, reach that right hand up. And then as you exhale, bring it behind and quite close to the pelvis. So you can keep the spine nice and long. And you could just stay there, drawing that knee in towards the chest. Or you can inhale, lift the left hand. And then exhale, bring the elbow to the outside of the knee or the thigh. And then it becomes a twist, as well as that sensation into the hip and the thigh. And you might prefer to not do the twist and just have that sensation into the hip. So feel into that. We're doing different sides. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so you're twisting towards the bent leg. And then as you inhale, lift and lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, release and bring the hands all the way over to the left side. So it's like just a little unraveling for the spine. And then release the legs. Swap over to the other side. So the left leg over the right leg might stay long. Make sure that you're nestling down into the pelvis, into the sit bones there, drawing that knee in. So don't go into the twist just yet. Just see how it feels to just simply draw the knee in. And then as you inhale, lift that left hand up. And as you exhale, bring it behind. Keep it as close to the pelvis as you can. Drawing that left knee in. You might stay there, or you might inhale, lift the right hand. And then exhale the elbow to the outside. And it becomes a twist as well as that sensation into the hip. Lovely. Just with your breath. And then take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release, bringing the arms, the hands all the way over to the right side. Just unravel that. And then release. Release the legs long. Tuck away with the pelvis at the back. Press through the heels a little and press through the outsides of the feet. And then bring the hands beside the hips and take an inhale, and again have that lift through the heart. And then as you inhale, hook the thumbs, spread the fingertips, reach forward and then all the way up to the top. And then you might draw biceps by ears, cheeks, and then draw on the thumbs and soften the shoulder blades down the back. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, folding from the hips, coming forward. If this is very strong in the backs of the legs, you could bend the knees a little and then release the hands. So the hands might come onto the legs, the shins or the ankles. It might take the toes, the outsides of the feet, but no strain. Only to where is right. Forward bends can be pretty strong in the body, so be gentle. And you can use your breath as well. I like to take an inhale and just lift the heart ever so slightly. It's almost like an energetic lift. Feel a lengthening through the spine. And then as you exhale, a softening in. And you might find with those few breaths, you just feel that you can get to that place which just feels right for the body to pause with. And then when you're ready, hook the thumbs again, cross them the opposite way, probably the way that feels a bit weird. Inhale, reach the fingertips forward and then all the way back up to the top, drawing the biceps by the ears, drawing on the thumbs. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, release. Release the hands behind, the fingertips pointing towards you and bend into the knees. So the soles of the feet are on the mat. And you could just lift the heart. That might feel like plenty, just opening up through the chest. Or you could push into the feet and lift the hips. But not essential. Just getting a little bit more of an opening into the chest. Lovely. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, release down. And then coming to sit. So if you have anything to sit on that might elevate the pelvis, then you could do that. We'll do our pranayama and just a brief meditation. What time is it? Okay. So we do the alternate nostril breathing. We'll use the right hand to alternately close off the right and the left nostril. So you're using the thumb to close off the right and the ring finger to close off the left. If you're feeling blocked in the nostrils, then feel that you don't have to actually do the closing. You can just have that visualization of the breath. Yep. And that left hand can just be on the left thigh. I'll come forward a bit. And then just breathing through both nostrils. And breathing out through both nostrils. And then close right, inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Continue in that way. If you feel your breath could be a little bit longer, then you can go with that, but no strain. And then the next time that you breathe out through the left nostril, no rush to get there, but just release the hand, breathe through both nostrils. Just pausing and sitting with whatever is. And when you are ready, with as little disturbance to the body as you can, come down to lie in your Shavasana. Take any little movements that you feel you need, obviously, so that you can be comfortable. Just find that place to rest. Maybe the hands are on the body, on the belly or the heart, or maybe they're away from the body and the palms facing up. And just completely release the body into the earth. then beginning to find your breath again. Long, deep inhales down into the belly. And maybe a sigh out through the mouth. And then when you feel ready, have some movement through fingers, toes. Draw the knees in. Slowly and gently make your way back to sit. You might even keep the eyes closed or the gaze soft as you do that. And just sitting for a moment, being with your practice. You might come back to that intention or sankalpa that you set at the beginning. And if it's words, positive present tense words, just repeat them to yourself and feel that you could really let them land within. Feel that they are already your truth, because in many ways they are. It is who you are underneath all of the stuff. And then bringing the hands to prayer at the heart center, and we'll close with one Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. So thank you for your practice. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you, everyone back home.